Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be painting my lug nuts without jacking up the car or removing them. Some people might not have a jack, some people might not want to remove their lug nuts, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. And these are the things we're going to need. I'm going to be using some painter's tape, some scissors. I'm going to be using a Torex T10, which is a screwdriver, one of the screwdrivers with the little stars. It's a small one, so it can fit in those tight areas. I'm going to be using a flashlight so I can see better. It's a little dark in here, and also so you guys can see better. I'm going to be using a Mr. Clean eraser, which I've already cut up, and that's going to be for cleaning the lug nuts because cleaning is an important part of painting. I'm going to be using Rust-oleum peel coat, which is a rubber coating, kind of like Plasti Dip, and I've never used this, so we're going to test it out right now. And this is matte black because I want my lug nuts to be black and match my rim. So let's get started. Alright guys, so the first step is going to be to cut up your Mr. Clean eraser like I've done, and get those small parts cut up kind of like this, or it depends however big you want them. And after they're wet, you can insert them inside the lug nut area, and once they're in there, you can just use your screwdriver, your toothpick, whatever you're using to rub it around against the wall of the lug nut area. And that's just going to be so we can clean it and it can make this tape stick better. So that's how you clean it, and you're going to have to do that for every one of them. Alright, now since we have cleaned it, you can actually take a cloth or a paper towel. This is an old cut up t-shirt, and you can just wrap it around your Torex screwdriver. And what we're going to be doing with that is just drying it up a little bit. It shouldn't be that wet from the Mr. Clean, but we're just going to dry it up just a tiny little bit, just so they're all nice and clean. So now we're going to put some tape inside the lug nut area, and as you can see, the lug nut area is pretty deep. But what you have to do is first you cut up some tape. You're going to need pieces about this length to go inside the lug nut, and what we're going to do is fold it like this. And then we're going to cut we're going to cut the tape here and there. And I'm about to cut it, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. So as you can see, I made little cuts on the tape where I folded it, and this is what it looks like. So the reason we're doing that is so we can bend the tape like that in the shape of the lug nut, and it will just overlap, as you can see. So you take your tape that you cut up and folded, and we're just gonna slip it inside. You're gonna fold it like this a little, and then try to get it to hit the very back wall of the rim. So it's gonna look like that. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your Torex screwdriver, and you're gonna press like this against your rim. As you can see, the light is shining off that part right there, and now it's covered by tape over here. And you're just gonna do that all around the lug nut. Alright guys, I just finished doing this lug nut. So as you can see, there's tape all around it, and pretty much all of the rim part is covered inside the well. And here, let me show you a different angle. As you can see, that's inside the lug nut well, and it's all covered in tape. And you want to do that all around for me, there's 5 lug nuts, and you're going to do that for all your lug nuts. Alright guys, I'm almost done, but as I finish up this last lug nut, I just want to show you and recap. So we are folding a little bit of the tape and then cutting 2 cuts, as you can see. The tape is cut in 2 spots, so that way when we bend the tape like this to give it a circular shape, then it allows us to bend it and it covers the lug nut area. So I also want to point out a couple tips that I remembered while I was doing the rest of the lug nuts. So once you stick in the tape like that, and you put in your Torex screwdriver and you press it down against the rim and all the walls and everything, there is still going to be some excess tape, as you can see, coming out of the rim. And what you want to do with that is just press it against the rim so it goes like that. It's okay if it wrinkles, that doesn't really matter. So as you can see over here, all these whenever you put them down, especially over here. Over here, you just tape it against this little wall. And it also obviously depends on how your rim is set up. But mine, you pretty much, for here, you just press the excess against this, and here you press the excess against here. Alright guys, I just finished all the lug nuts, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put some tape in between here. And you just want to cover as much as you want with this tape, especially around this area, and I'm even going to cover up to here. Alright guys, so that's what the finished product looks like. Like I said, you want to cover as much of this rim area as you can, because we're going to be covering it with a trash bag, and the more tape there is, the better, the easier it is. Alright guys, so you're going to want to cut up your trash bag into pieces that will cover your wheel. Alright, so I just put one piece of tape up here onto the wheel. You can also tape it onto the body, but it just depends on how you want to do it. You can either tape it to the tire or to the body. You can just feel where the lug nuts are and make a hole right there. And here I just cut a big hole right here where the lug nut is. As you can see here, my finger is in the bag, and here I taped it. So half the tape goes on the blue tape here that we were putting on the rim, and half of it goes on the bag. So just like this, we want half of it on the bag and half of it on the rim, on the tape on the rim. And there we go. And then we can get a nice seal right there, and we can just spray paint our lug nut. And you're gonna do that for all 5. So just feel around where the lug nut is, right there. Cut a hole in it, make it a little bigger, and then half the tape on the bag, half the tape on the rim. Alright guys, this is the wheel. It's covered with the bag. We have the tape on the rim itself. We have these holes on the bag, so it exposes the lug nut, and we have the tape on half of the tape on the rim and on the bag, so it creates a nice seal. And on here I have not sprayed it at all, so it's about to get first coat. And here we go. I'll try to get this as best as I can. Now I'm also going to spray a little bit underneath it, just to get that part. And it is going to drip a little bit, but I mean, that's the inside of the lug nut. It should be it's probably dripping right there. And this doesn't look that painted, but that is only the first coat. Now we're just gonna wait, and it is like 23 degrees here, but the wait time is around 15 to 20 minutes, but I might wait a little longer for it to dry. So this wheel already has 3 coats. As you can see, it's matte black. It's looking really good actually, and the dripping doesn't seem to be that bad. The paint is not the best on the bottom part, and that's why I'm spraying that bottom part. I'm trying to get here we go. Here's some dripping. Hold on, let's try to show you guys. There's a big old drop right there, but we can either just get that if you stick in the something in there to get that little drip off there. That could work. But yeah, this is 3 sprays already, and I'm waiting about 20 minutes in between each spray, and then you should just let it cure for an hour. The longer the better, but you know, I'm not going to be driving this until tomorrow. Alright guys, I'm pretty much all done. As you can see, I actually gave it around 6 or so layers of paint, and then I actually moved the card forward and then painted it that way and gave it a couple more coats of paint. So in total it got upwards to 8 to 10. I honestly lost count, I don't remember, but I did give it 20 minutes between each spray, and now I'm just gonna let it sit overnight, and we're gonna see how they turn out in the morning, and that's when we'll take this off. Alright guys, it's the next day, and I'm gonna be taking this off now. Let's see. You can just peel it off carefully. There we go. We're gonna carefully remove this tape. Alright guys, and this is what the wheel looks like. I think it came out pretty good. Here's some light on it. Yep, and that's how you paint your lug nuts without removing them or jacking up the car.